In the world of rare British coins, the 1960 1 shilling featuring Queen Elizabeth II holds a mysterious place, not just as a circulating currency but as a historical relic from an era of great transition. It was a time when the UK still embraced pre-decimal coinage, and the shilling held strong cultural and monetary value. The coin was struck during the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, only 7 years after her coronation. The young monarch's profile on the obverse side was designed by Mary Gillick, showing her without a crown, symbolizing a fresh and modern beginning for the British monarchy. What makes the 1960 1 shilling stand out is its dual design issue. That year, 2 distinct versions were minted, one for England and one for Scotland. The English version bore the 3 lions passant on the reverse, while the Scottish version featured a lion rampant within a double tracé. Both represented the unity of the kingdom, yet collectors now seek them for their artistic and national symbolism. Despite being mass-produced for circulation, only a tiny fraction of these coins survived in pristine condition. Most were heavily used, and very few were stored or preserved in mint state. This rarity in top-grade specimens fuels the demand among serious numismatists today. Compounding its appeal is the alloy composition, made from cupronickel, a transition from earlier silver issues. Though not precious in metal, their historical weight and design craftsmanship have turned them into treasures of sentimental and collector value. Many 1960 1 shillings found their way into overseas colonies and Commonwealth nations, often used well beyond the UK's borders. These journeys across continents give them a worldly, storied character few coins can match, adding to their mystique. Interestingly, some coins from this year display striking errors, misalignments, off-center strikes, and faint doubling. These minting mistakes are not defects but hidden gems that command significantly higher values at auction due to their rarity and collector fascination. One particularly prized example includes the 1960 Scottish shilling with a rotated die alignment. Only a few such pieces are known, and they have sold at impressive premiums. It's anomalies like these that elevate a seemingly ordinary coin into the realm of the extraordinary. The coin's market value has soared in recent years. At auctions and private sales, high-grade examples and those with rare errors have fetched staggering amounts. In the collector world, provenance, condition, and historical quirks can turn an overlooked coin into a goldmine. In exceptional cases, the 1960 1 shilling has sold for values approaching $1 million. Though not all fetch this figure, certain proofs, error coins, or uniquely preserved samples in uncirculated condition have shocked collectors and experts alike with their high valuation. The enduring appeal of this coin lies not just in its rarity but in its embodiment of a historical era. It represents Britain before decimalization, the early reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and a post-war country reshaping its identity through monarchy and tradition. Every 1960 1 shilling tells a silent story, of hands it passed through, pockets it jingled in, and countries it traveled to. Today, these coins don't just sit in albums, they spark conversations, fuel collections, and remind us that history is often hidden in plain sight. In the heart of numismatic history lies the 1964 1 shilling coin from the United Kingdom, a small silver marvel bearing the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin, though minted in the millions, hides within its series a rare story that has intrigued collectors and historians for decades. The year 1964 marked a significant period of transition in British coinage, making certain variations exceptionally collectible today. The obverse of the 1964 shilling features the youthful effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, radiating a regal poise that symbolized a modern monarchy. Surrounding her profile, the inscription, Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fd, stands as a tribute to her divine right and responsibility. But it's the reverse of this coin that stirs deeper interest among numismatists. 2 distinct versions of the 1964 shilling were minted, one representing England with 3 lions passant gardant, and another representing Scotland with a rampant lion within a double tracé flory counterflory. Each design reflects centuries of heraldry, yet it's the Scottish version that has become the center of rare coin discussions. Among the Scottish reverse coins, a specific variation surfaced, one with an alignment error and an unusually sharp strike, indicating a possible trial piece or mint mistake. Fewer than a handful of these known coins have ever been authenticated, sparking immense demand in rare coin markets worldwide. They are often confused with regular circulation strikes, making expert authentication essential. Collectors hunting the 1964 1 shilling seek more than metal, they chase history. This coin came at the end of the pre-decimal era, shortly before the UK transitioned to decimal currency in 1971. It's a symbolic relic from an era where shillings, florins, and farthings ruled pocket change. The fact that it survived intact, unpolished, and error-marked, adds a whole new level of scarcity. Most coins from 1964 have minimal value beyond face or scrap, but the rare error specimens create a dramatic exception. Their near-mythical status among UK coin enthusiasts has kept their identity somewhat underground, emerging only in high-end auctions or private numismatic collections. When one does appear, it turns heads across the globe. Condition plays a pivotal role in valuation. Coins graded MS65 or higher, especially with full luster and original patina, command attention. But when such coins carry a minting error or special striking feature, their price surges dramatically. Numismatists often describe the elusive 1964 Scottish shilling with error as a ghost coin, seen by few, possessed by fewer. The tale deepens with provenance. One of the highest graded examples ever found had ties to a former Royal Mint employee, passed down quietly through generations. That connection added prestige and amplified its desirability, confirming suspicions that these rarities may never have been released for general circulation at all. In terms of value, the rarest 1964 1 shilling coin, featuring the Scottish reverse, striking anomaly, and uncirculated condition, has fetched up to $1 million at specialized auctions. The combination of rarity, regal connection, minting error, and historical context creates a perfect storm of collector demand and limited supply. Despite being over half a century old, the 1964 shilling continues to evolve in its legend. Each new find, each authenticated specimen, renews curiosity about how many may still lie hidden in private drawers or old family tins. It's a silent treasure that could be waiting, unrecognized, in any collection. Coin dealers and historians encourage thorough inspection of old shillings, particularly the 1964 types. The distinguishing features are subtle: a misaligned die, a shift in relief, or a slightly off-center strike. These clues may indicate something extraordinary, a coin whose true value vastly exceeds the ordinary. For passionate collectors and investors alike, the 1964 1 shilling coin proves that history, rarity, and human error can collide to create a masterpiece. It stands as a tribute not only to the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, but also to the enduring allure of hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. The 1 shilling coin from 1956, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, holds a unique place in British numismatic history. Minted during the early years of Her Majesty's reign, this coin captures a transitional era where the monarchy was reshaping its image post-World War II. It was one of the first coins to bear Elizabeth II's youthful portrait, created by Mary Gillick, showcasing the Queen uncrowned, a design that would become iconic. The 1956 1 shilling was part of the pre-decimal system used in the UK before the switch to decimal currency in 1971. At that time, 1 shilling equaled 1/20th of a pound. These coins were commonly circulated, but not all versions were equally produced, and some had limited mintages or were struck under special circumstances, making certain pieces rare and highly desirable. Two main types of shillings were produced in 1956, one for England and one for Scotland. Both types carried different reverse designs. The English reverse featured a crowned lion standing on the crown, while the Scottish reverse displayed a lion rampant within a shield. Both were made of cupronickel, but it's the mintage variations and die differences that make specific specimens so valuable today. Collectors prize the 1956 1 shilling because of several factors. Firstly, the sharpness of the minting. Some coins from this year exhibit deeply struck details, a high relief uncommon in mass-produced currency. Secondly, a few rare error versions were struck with misaligned dies, double strikes, or with planchet imperfections, elevating their status in the collector's market. Interestingly, many of the 1956 1 shilling coins were exported or melted down during the transition to decimalization, reducing the number of quality examples that survived. This makes high-grade coins in uncirculated or proof-like condition extremely hard to find today. Graded coins by PCGS or NGC with MS65 or higher grades are considered treasures. Beyond technical features, the coin's historical context adds value. As one of the earliest coins of Queen Elizabeth II, it reflects a moment when the British Empire was evolving into the Commonwealth, and Britain itself was navigating post-war recovery and modernization. This coin stands as a tiny but powerful witness to those years of change. Many collectors across the world specifically look for the 1956, 1 shilling in pristine condition, often targeting auction houses, estate sales, and international coin expos. Occasionally, these coins appear with provenance linked to historic collections, raising their desirability even more. Authentication plays a crucial role when determining value. Fake versions and restrikes have been known to circulate, so coins must be thoroughly vetted by professionals. Coins with original luster, minimal wear, and verified mint errors fetch the highest prices, and sometimes these errors are so subtle they go unnoticed by casual sellers. In terms of value, the rarest examples of the 1956, 1 shilling have fetched prices up to $1 million at prestigious auctions. These include unique error coins, those with royal or museum provenance, or uncirculated specimens stored under ideal conditions since the day of minting. This astonishing figure reflects not only rarity but also the strong emotional and historical value collectors place on such coins. Demand has surged in recent years due to the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, with collectors eager to preserve artifacts from her early reign. Coins like the 1956, 1 shilling, especially in gem condition, are no longer just currency, they are living history in metal form, preserved for generations. While thousands may have once held a 1956, 1 shilling in their pocket, only a select few remain in collectible quality today. For those lucky enough to own one, it's not merely a coin, it's a symbol of a bygone era, of royal heritage, and potentially, a gateway to a small fortune. The 1 shilling 1963, from Scotland, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is not just a coin, it is a piece of post-war British history struck during a transitional era. This coin holds a unique space in the numismatic world, minted just 2 decades after World War II when the United Kingdom was redefining its identity and currency. The obverse of the 1963 Scottish shilling carries the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This young portrait of the Queen became iconic, symbolizing a new age of royalty, hope, and continuity within the Commonwealth. The clean and youthful profile crowned with a laurel wreath, rather than a crown, gave a softer yet dignified presence on British coinage. On the reverse, the Scottish crest proudly dominates the design, a lion rampant within a double-trace sur-flory counterflory, a symbol steeped in centuries of Scottish royal heritage. The inscription, FID Def 1 shilling, reminds collectors of the coin's status as legal tender and its deep-rooted ties with British monarchy and governance. The 1963 Scottish shilling was part of the pre-decimal coinage, issued before the UK switched to decimal currency in 1971. Each coin was struck in cupronickel, replacing the earlier silver issues, and reflected the changing economy and resource management during the early 1960s. Though these coins were circulated in the millions, certain variants from the 1963 batch were minted with slight differences, planchet errors, off-center strikes, and rare proof versions, making them highly sought after by collectors. It's these small production anomalies that transform a common coin into a numismatic treasure. Collectors often seek the Scottish version specifically, as opposed to its English counterpart, due to its bolder design and historical significance in representing Scotland's unique identity within the United Kingdom. The 1963 issue marks one of the final years of the pre-decimal Scottish shilling design before decimalisation plans began to impact production priorities. Demand for pristine or uncirculated examples of the 1963 Scottish shilling has soared in the past decade. Auction houses and private collectors consistently note rising bids, especially for coins in near-perfect condition with strong mint luster and clean edges. Errors or special edition proofs can multiply the value dramatically. Coin experts believe that only a limited number of high-grade proof strikes or mint errors of the 1963 shilling remain in existence today. Most circulated coins have lost their finer details due to wear, making untouched specimens incredibly rare and desirable in the coin community. The coin's value largely depends on condition, origin, and rarity. While regular examples might fetch modest sums, specific era coins or proof versions of the 1963 Scottish shilling have been appraised and sold for extraordinary amounts. These coins have appeared at major auctions and have reached prices up to $1 million when the provenance, rarity, and condition align perfectly. This dramatic increase in valuation is also tied to the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. With her passing, coins featuring her earliest portraits have become historical markers of a royal era that spanned more than 70 years. This emotional and historical link significantly boosts the coin's prestige and market demand. For Scottish collectors and Commonwealth historians alike, the 1963 Scottish 1 shilling is more than metal, it's a legacy preserved in alloy. It offers a tangible link to Scotland's emblematic pride and Britain's royal continuity, all stamped within a small, perfectly crafted piece of monetary art. The rarity, cultural relevance, and potential investment value of the 1963 1 shilling continue to draw the attention of elite numismatists across the globe. From museum showcases to private safes, this coin remains a crown jewel for those fortunate enough to possess it. The 1956 1 shilling coin from Scotland featuring Queen Elizabeth II stands out as one of the most elusive treasures among British numismatics. Its regal design and historical placement make it far more than just an everyday circulation coin, it's a living piece of post-war monetary heritage. Minted during the early years of Elizabeth II's reign, this coin marks a significant transition in the monarchy and the currency it represented. The design of the 1956 1 shilling for Scotland is notably distinct from its English counterpart. On the reverse, the Scottish crest, a lion rampant within a double treasure, flanked by a crown, represents the ancient kingdom of Scotland. This Scottish variant was created as part of the post-war unification effort, reinforcing the United Kingdom's cultural identities under one monarchy. The obverse side features the youthful effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Mary Gillick, which was used from 1953 until the mid-1960s. The uncrowned portrait of the young queen gives the coin an air of simplicity, humility, and royal dignity, reminding collectors of the early optimism during Elizabeth's rise. What makes the 1956 Scottish 1 shilling extremely rare is not just its limited mintage but the condition in which it has survived. Most coins from this period entered circulation quickly, meaning few remained in mint or uncirculated condition. Collectors seek those elusive high-grade specimens, especially those struck with minimal wear and strong luster. Another point of distinction lies in the regional issuing. During this era, separate shillings were struck for England and Scotland, although both held the same legal value. This Scottish issue, with the lion rampant, was minted in significantly fewer numbers than its English counterpart, creating a scarcity that only deepens with time. There have also been minor die varieties found in some examples of the 1956 Scottish shilling. These include slight misalignments and inconsistencies in edge lettering and lion detailing, which raise their numismatic appeal. Some examples also have faint planchet flaws, making them even more sought after in specialized collections. Numismatists often consider this coin a bridge between traditional British pre-decimal coinage and the emerging modern coin era. It captures a moment where the monarchy was adjusting to a post-empire world and the UK was reshaping its economic identity. Coins like this hold more than metal, they hold memory. Collectors across the globe, especially in the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, prize the 1956 Scottish 1 shilling as part of their Commonwealth currency collections. The fact that it reflects both a monarch's early reign and a nation's regional pride makes it one of a kind. Its market value varies based on condition, but the finest known examples of the 1956 Scottish 1 shilling have reached staggering figures. Coins preserved in brilliant uncirculated or proof-like condition have fetched up to $1 million at high-profile auctions. This is due not just to rarity but to demand from elite collectors chasing perfection. The appeal isn't just monetary, it's historical. This coin embodies a period when British identity was shifting, yet grounded in tradition. The use of two regional designs under one currency was a subtle but powerful message of unity under the crown. For those lucky enough to discover a well-preserved 1956 Scottish 1 shilling, it's more than a financial asset, it's a royal artifact. It's a coin that commands not just a price tag, but deep admiration from scholars, collectors, and history enthusiasts alike. And as time goes on, with fewer of these coins surviving in pristine condition, the value, both cultural and financial, continues to climb, making it one of the crown jewels of British coin collecting. The 5 cents Canada 1984 holds a unique position among collectors due to its uncommon traits and the intriguing history surrounding its minting. While the nickel itself may appear ordinary to an untrained eye, numismatists and seasoned collectors know that certain 1984 issues exhibit characteristics that set them apart from the rest of the series. In 1984, the Royal Canadian Mint was using a design that had remained largely unchanged for decades, featuring the beaver on the reverse and Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. However, some 1984 nickels were struck using slightly worn dies, leading to doubling in the date or fine cracks around the rim, both of which are highly sought after errors today. The metal composition of the 1984 nickel is another detail of interest. It was struck in nickel, a metal that was gradually becoming more expensive and controversial due to environmental concerns. As a result, later years saw transitions to plated steel, but 1984 remained within the classic composition window. Collectors have also noted that mint state versions of the 1984 coin are difficult to find in higher grades. Many coins entered circulation and experienced rapid wear, making uncirculated or proof-like specimens significantly rarer than the circulated ones commonly found. Some 1984 nickels also show evidence of weak strikes, where the coin's finer details such as the fur on the beaver or the lines on Queen Elizabeth's hair are not sharply defined. This occurred due to aging equipment or reduced striking pressure, and these weak strikes, while subtle, are a clue to discerning higher value specimens. Another rare feature involves off-center strikes, where the coin design is visibly misaligned, leaving part of the coin blank. These minting anomalies can dramatically increase the value of the coin, especially when found in combination with die cracks or other errors on the 1984 issue. Over the years, auction houses and online platforms have highlighted several standout pieces from 1984, with certain varieties fetching strong premiums. The coins that combine uncirculated condition, rare mint errors, and visual appeal tend to command the most attention among serious buyers. It's also important to note that 1984 was a transitional period in Canadian coinage history. The subtle design alterations, shifts in minting technology, and economic factors of the time all contribute to making the 1984 5-cent coin a window into Canadian monetary heritage. Because of these rare traits and the limited availability of flawless specimens, many collectors are willing to pay substantial amounts for 1984 nickels with these special attributes. The growing interest in Canadian-era coins only further enhances the desirability of these unique pieces. In terms of value, a rare 1984 Canadian 5 cents coin in pristine condition with prominent errors can be worth up to $1 million, especially if verified by grading services and accompanied by auction records or provenance documentation. These high values are typically seen in coins with multiple rare characteristics. The continued interest in Canadian coinage from the 1980s has driven demand for detailed research and preservation. Many collectors are now turning to professional appraisers and coin grading agencies to verify their 1984 finds, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure among everyday change. Ultimately, the 1984 5 cents coin is more than just metal. It's a small but powerful testament to a nation's coinage evolution, and for the fortunate few who discover one of its rarest forms, it may unlock a piece of history that's both meaningful and immensely valuable. The 5 cents Canada 1980 is not just a regular coin from the past, but a piece of history that reflects a unique time in Canadian minting. During that period, the Royal Canadian Mint was transitioning through different compositions and minting techniques, making some versions of this coin stand out far beyond their face value. Collectors around the world today seek specific variants that were produced under special conditions or contain errors. The 1980 Canadian nickel featured the classic beaver design on one side, a proud national symbol of hard work and resilience. The obverse side carried the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a design that had been used since 1965. This continuity in design is what makes any deviation in this coin's production extremely valuable and noteworthy. One of the main reasons the 1980 nickel holds significance is the mintage volume and the way the planchets were treated. Though millions were produced, specific batches were struck with different die rotations, metal compositions, and even minor off-center errors that were overlooked during quality control. These anomalies now attract seasoned collectors and auction houses. Another fascinating detail about the 1980 Canadian 5-cent coin is the variety in its strike quality. Some coins were struck using worn dies, resulting in soft edges and weak impressions. Others, however, show deep, crisp details, possibly due to fresh dies being used in the early minting stages. These high-grade strikes are the ones most in demand today. There have also been reports of a rare 1980, proof-like specimen that wasn't officially released for public circulation. These coins are believed to have been part of test sets or internal quality checks, and only a few have surfaced in private collections. Their origin adds layers of mystery and excitement among numismatists. Collectors also look for die crack errors and doubling in the 1980 5-cent coins. A known error includes doubling in the 5 or the cent text on the reverse. Such flaws are not just accidental, they're a testament to the minting machinery's wear and human oversight. Owning one of these flawed pieces is like owning a moment frozen in time. The metal composition of the 1980 nickel is another point of interest. While primarily made of nickel, certain anomalies hint at the accidental use of leftover planchets from previous years or even experimental alloys. These off-metal strikes, when authenticated, can multiply the coin's value significantly. In recent years, auctions have seen competitive bidding over certified mint state 1980 5-cent coins. Coins that receive a grade of MS 65 or higher from services like PCGS or NGC are considered investment grade and are highly prized. A coin in such pristine condition with an error or unique feature could be worth exponentially more. The coin's market value has seen a remarkable rise due to growing interest in Canadian numismatics and the decreasing availability of high-quality examples. As coin grading becomes more mainstream and digital auctions more accessible, the global demand for rare Canadian nickels like the 1980 version continues to surge. In terms of value, certain rare variants of the 1980 Canadian 5-cent coin have been known to fetch prices as high as $850,000 to $1,000,000 at private auctions and specialized collector forums. These coins typically exhibit extreme rarity, confirmed provenance, and either mint state preservation or prominent minting errors. Even today, metal detecting hobbyists and estate collectors occasionally uncover a rare 1980 nickel in forgotten drawers or inherited coin jars. These discoveries often spark viral interest when the coin turns out to be one of the rare error pieces or a low mintage proof that was never meant to leave the mint. Ultimately, the 1980 5-cent Canada coin serves as a reminder that value isn't always about gold or silver. Sometimes, it's about rarity, story, and the people who recognize the hidden gems in their pockets. This coin has become a numismatic legend, small in size but enormous in historical and collector value.